This episode of the Flush Podcast is brought to you by Onyx Hunt, Walton's, Hoxie Native Seeds, the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club, HuntFishSD.com, Rufflin Kennels, Black Gold Dog Food, and by Game Virtual Shooting Simulators. Today, we're taking hunter safety training. Think you can pass the test? Are you breaking any laws without even knowing it? Doug Ernst has taught hunter safety training classes for the past 53 years, and he brought the test with him today. Hannah the Hunter and Big Al will find out if they can pass. A lot of pressure. You guys hopefully
Just
a little bit. Yeah. And I'm certain we'll all learn a few things from this conversation that will make us more equipped in the field. It's our duty as hunters to be responsible and safe, and it's our duty to make sure others in the field are also safe, which is why I think this show is definitely worth your time. Welcome to another episode of the Flush Podcast. I'm your host, Travis Frank. Big Al is our producer. He's hiding behind the camera. In front of the camera today, we have Hannah the Hunter. Welcome to the show.
Whoop, whoop.
And we have Doug Ernst. Doug and I have known each other for many, many years. I was the best man in his son's wedding. We have hunted and fished together for quite a while. And Doug has taught hunter safety training for how many years, Doug?
53.
53 years. How did you get roped into it, and why are you still doing it?
Actually, I worked in a cabinet shop 53 years ago.
Yeah.
And my boss taught firearm safety training. He actually taught me. And said, Doug, I need to have some helpers. And I said, yeah, why not? And
Were you single at the time?
Yep, I was single.
All right, so this is before you were even married.
Just a crazy young kid, yep.
Yeah.
And I helped out and finally just
The next
took
year
over
came and he said, can you come back again?
Next year, the next year, the next year. And then I tried to get out of it and he wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
He said, no, you're not quitting. You're going to keep going. And we taught together till Stan passed away 2 years ago.
Yeah. We told the story actually on Minnesota Bound.
Yep.
The year before he passed, which was heartbreaking to find out that he had passed because he and his wife taught, this is the three of you together for 50 years. And he was up to more than that.
He was in his 60s.
60 years of teaching hunter safety.
Yeah.
It's impressive. And I told you back then, I said, you don't realize it, but you have probably saved lives. You have made a difference in a lot of people's lives, hundreds, thousands. I mean, how many kids do you think, and not necessarily just kids, I mean, adults take hunter safety training too, but 53 years for yourself, Doug.
You asked me that earlier and I was thinking about it as we were sitting here that let's just go 50. That's easier. I mean, some years we had as little as 7 or 8 kids. Some years we had 48, 50 kids. So let's just say 30.
Yeah.
30 times 50, what's that? 1,500? So somewhere's around 1,500 kids.
I'm guessing more years it was on the higher side.
In the Carver County area alone.
This is central Minnesota that you've been teaching it. And hunter safety is one of those things where the classes fill up really fast. I know a sporting goods shop near us that there's a line out the door. And if you're not in line when they open registration for hunter safety, you're not going to get in.
Right.
There's just not enough teachers out there teaching it. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And the other truth is that we need kids and people, adults that are going to use these firearms that you see right over here. We're going to talk about these guns in a second to know what they're doing. It's one of those things where I almost feel like, we go through, and we were talking before we turned the mic on, we go through this pretty extensive test to make sure that you're okay to drive legally in this country, right? You have to do a year of training. You have to drive with an a driver. What do you call those?
Driving instructor.
You just probably did this, Alex.
I did. Yeah. Pretty recently. The most recent out of everybody here.
What was the driving test like?
Well, I did it in a manual, first of all. So my experience is a little bit different than everybody
Which,
else's.
by the way, I'm actually kind of proud of you. You're one of few Americans who can still drive a manual
I know.
vehicle.
So I had to do a few extra things and get going on a hill and stuff. So that was the only stressful part. And my foot, people can't see me, but my foot was shaking on the clutch. Like you could hear my foot shaking on the clutch pedal because I was so nervous.
Oh my gosh.
But they go in depth. Like some professor or some instructors like really go in depth. Like even the slightest thing wrong, they'll dock you a point for it.
That's this guy right here.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. You're driving on roads with a big
Absolutely.
machine. Just like if you go through firearm safety, you're carrying a firearm that could take somebody's life in any second, just like a vehicle could.
Yeah. Hannah, you recently took firearm safety training online.
Fully online.
That's kind of wild to me that you didn't have to take a field day.
Yeah, it was all virtual.
Are you sure you're legal to hunt?
Yes.
Did you get an actual thing in the mail that said that you're qualified?
Yes.
We're going to have to talk to
That
Francis
just
about
blows
this.
my mind, Doug. It has to blow yours. You've been doing this for 50 years, and now kids can just go online all willy-nilly, and now you're supposedly a good hunter.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I can just say, I guess I don't agree with that. I think the hands-on thing is way better than learning it on paper. I mean, we have the opportunity, or I guess the privilege, where we teach. We can bring firearms into class. Some places, the building that they're in, they don't allow it, but ours still does. And that's their first assignment. When we have registration night, we tell them, make sure your gun is unloaded, have it in a case. Case has to be tied and everything. And then we have an area where they can put their gun on a table and bring it in, and they leave it there. And how to bring it in, we, gun pointed up in the air. Don't carry it by the handle like a suitcase or whatever, and put it down, and then we'll go through it once you're here and we get all settled in and stuff. And it's amazing. The first time they come in and set it down, and they got their book in their hand, and they're all fumbled fingers everywhere, till by the third night, how much more confident they are. They set it down, and we bring them back, and they take it out and show us it's unloaded and put it on top of the case. And that first night, they can't get the zipper open. They're just nervous, and it makes a big difference. And they do that every night, right up until the test.
So you ask them to bring in a gun.
They bring a gun in every night.
Time.
Yep.
And he's not judging you, Hannah, by saying that you didn't do a good job. I'm sure you did a great job, and you
and I
passed.
practiced
You saw her
otherwise at
notebook.
Horse and Hunt Club too. It's not like I just
Well,
went on a hunt.
your dad
the very
was a
first
part
time.
of it.
Yes.
So there are some people who have parents who don't know how to handle a gun safely because they never took the classes, but yet they maybe have guns in their home, which is also kind of crazy, really. Think about, you can go buy a gun and you don't have to have any training at all to own that gun, to purchase that gun, right?
Right. Yeah. You don't, the background check for pistols, that's about it. Otherwise you can just get it. And, we get a lot of parents that come with their kids and take the course just because there's guns in the house and they don't know anything about it.
Which is great. That's absolutely great. So what does a class look like for you? How many classes are there? How long are they? And can you kind of explain what that looks like? And then Hannah, I want to know what it was like for you. I took my training 31 years ago.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Oldie.
Yep, he's getting up there.
Fine. I'm getting up there. Yep, I'm
Can't
getting
say he's
wiser.
turning gray because he doesn't have any hair.
Okay. I'm getting wiser by the day, you guys.
Me too.
Al, you've never taken it.
Nope.
So we have a very wide spectrum here. But the reason I wanted to have Doug in today is because this is all really good information. There are some rules and laws that people are likely breaking without even realizing it. And so we're going to go through it. I have a test right here. I have the actual test that Doug brought in. He's got one too. Alex, you don't get to see it.
Yeah, I got it on my computer.
You don't get to see it, but you just recently took it.
Yes.
So,
Hey, I did one chapter of it.
You did a chapter?
I did a chapter. Hannah and I
And he got
started at the
bored.
same time.
He got bored?
I wouldn't say I got bored. I have a lot.
I would say, reviewing this, it's not hard enough. That's my personal opinion.
I heard you
after
guys
reading
talking
through
about
this. Okay, Doug, what does a class look like for you when you start the class up?
Obviously, I said before, the first night is registration. First classroom night is guns and ammunition. We learn the parts of the gun. We learn how a bullet fires, how a shell goes off, parts of a shell. Then we go into the carrying positions, the shooting positions, all the gun handling. And then we'll have a field night, or not a field night, but a classroom night. We have a gym that we can use, and we divide everything up into
scenarios. Is that a good way to describe it? You go through different hunting scenarios.
Yeah, well, not scenarios, but we'll set up a make-believe fence, and we'll have the kids cross the fence as a couple or as a group and as alone. We have a laser gun that when you pull the trigger shoots a beam of light, and they'll get to hold that and shoot at a target on the wall. And then that's where we figure out the dominant eye thing, and then show them how to hold the gun and how to aim it with, the front sight, rear sight thing.
Yep.
And then we'll have the carries, like 5 carries. We'll teach them. And they practice those out on the floor and the zones of fire. And then the 4 shooting positions, the prone, standing, kneeling, sitting.
Do you guys talk game laws?
The conservation officer comes in and on one night and talks about an hour on game laws.
Okay.
The 3 shell thing for waterfowl and
lead,
transporting,
yeah,
all that stuff.
Limits, seasons, all that.
Mm-hmm.
You go through all of it.
Blaze orange thing. And
yep. Which that's something that I think we should just address right away. I was talking with Arlen last week on the show. After we got done recording, I mentioned that you were going to come in this week, Doug, and we were going to talk gun safety because he also has taught gun safety for many, many years. And I asked Arlen, I go, what is the most common mistake that we are making? And he said, most people aren't wearing enough orange. He said, there's really, in the state of Minnesota, there's really only a couple of weeks of the season when you don't have to have a minimum of 50% of your body covered above the waist in orange, because there's a firearm deer season open. There's a muzzleloader season open for big game, or any other season that would qualify for that. And when people go out pheasant hunting in Minnesota with an orange hat, that's not enough by the letter of the law.
During the deer season.
Yeah. And the orange on our vests, a lot of times, are not enough either, depending on your hunting vest. You were talking about this earlier, Doug, where you talked with a DNR officer out in the field, and he said, and I don't want to misquote you here, but he basically said, if you're wearing that, you need more to go out in the field. I can't let you go out in the field without that.
Yeah, the vest that I had purchased just had the pocket flaps were orange, and the shoulder patch and the game bag. The rest was all brown. So if you don't have an orange jacket on under it, I was illegal that day.
Anna, did you know this based on your training, online training?
I did know we had to wear orange, but not over 50%. I did not know that. But I always wear a lot of orange.
Yeah, I do too. And there are some states in America where you do not have to wear any orange at all. And when we go film, I ask the people if they would wear an orange hat at a minimum, please. Because when we are filming television shows, there are a lot of people watching from different states, and their laws say you need to wear orange. Even though Montana, you do not have to wear orange, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, because safety is always the number one priority, right? And I always wear some kind of orange. If not, the most common email that I receive in the inbox after the TV show airs is that hunter was not wearing orange. And I talk to everybody beforehand and I ask them to please do that. Some people are not comfortable with it and I don't know why, but that's just their own personal take on it. Mine is, I'm going to wear an orange hat, minimum. I almost always have more than that though. I wear orange hoodies or orange on the vest. In Minnesota, it is law. It is not necessarily the case everywhere, but in this state, it is. And most importantly, safety. If I don't get a bird because he saw me coming, that's fine. Like it's okay with me. The most important thing is just safety out there in the field. And so that's really the crux of today's conversation, guys. Are you ready to get into some of this here?
Let's go.
All right.
Or in
Big
your
Al?
case, you can do the blaze pink.
Blaze pink,
That's legal now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's what I'll be wearing.
what's that?
That's what I'll be wearing.
I'll be wearing blaze pink. Okay, first question on the test. There are 50 questions here. This is the test that you're going to be giving to the next generation of hunters, Doug. In Minnesota, at what age can you hunt without an adult? Alex and Hannah, is it 11, 12, 13, or 14? Just a blank stare on Hannah right now. She's on the big screen. I'll put her on.
I got to see the thinking face.
I know, there's a thinking
I
face.
can't see me, though.
Oh,
I'm saying 12.
Alex is going to go 12. At what age can you hunt without an adult?
Actually, can I change my answer?
14.
Hannah says 14.
Can
No, I
change it?
lied. It's 12.
No,
Doug.
we'll go with 12.
The key word in this question
Without
is
an adult.
without
Yes.
an adult.
Oh.
And the answer there is 14.
Dang, I
That's
had
what it
right
was
the
when I took
first
the
time.
test.
You know what's funny? I was going to change my answer to 14, but then Hannah changed
know,
hers
I
to
got
12. So I was
stressed.
like, you know what? She's taking the test. Maybe it is 12.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Now, this is also really interesting to me. So I have been hunting with my kids, Doug, as you know. You were about to maybe pass, maybe not, one of my children.
Try and unteach them of all your bad habits.
Yeah, so my oldest is finally old enough to take hunter safety training. And he has been hunting with me for 6 years. That's a crazy part about this whole system.
Yeah, I have thoughts about that too. I know you.
What are they?
Well, I did the same thing. I took my son Michael hunting as soon as he could walk, practically,
Yeah.
or fishing and stuff, and I don't think I let him carry a gun, though. I don't know for sure. He'll probably, if he watches this, he'll say, "Yeah, you did." But it's up to the parent to guide them until they take the training, and you can't take the training in Minnesota till you're 11,
11.
and you don't get your permit till you're 12.
Yep.
So if you start taking your son out or daughter out at 9 or whatever, you see pictures in outdoor news all the time with, 9 and 10-year-old kids behind a buck.
Yeah.
That they shot.
So in
and they
Minnesota
had no
now,
training.
when you and I first started hunting, Doug, we could not hunt deer until we were 12.
Right.
And then we could hunt with an adult at the age of 12 within basically arm's reach.
Yep.
That's kind of what
Yeah.
the rule was. And then
Yeah.
at 14, you were able to go on your own. But now you can start hunting deer at 10. And there is in this state no legal age limit to when you can start hunting small game. Small game applies to turkey, ducks, geese, pheasants,
Yeah.
grouse, squirrels, rabbits. That's all small game. So and I've called the DNR, I've called multiple times to make sure, can I take my son goose hunting? Can I take him dove hunting? Can I take him turkey hunting? All that. Yes. And the licenses are very inexpensive because it's encouraged to get your kids out there. Obviously, I'm right here. I'm within arm's reach. But legally, to hunt without an adult, they need to be 14 years old. There you go. You guys are 0 for 1.
No, I panicked.
I would like to clarify I've never taken the test. Just saying. Just wanted
Whatever you
get
got to
that
tell
out there.
yourself.
Yeah,
pal.
come on.
Now,
This
that
was a setup,
maybe-
Hannah. This was a setup to make fun of us.
No,
today.
honestly, that was the first question, but that might be the most difficult question out of all 50, which
Yeah,
I think
it is a tough one. Yeah.
which I think is kind of almost looking through this. Like it's, if you think about it, most of these are just common sense.
Mhm.
Let's go to the next one. How can you reduce your chances of having a firearm accident or incident? A, obey the rules of firearm safety when hunting alone. B, obey the rules of firearm safety when hunting with dogs. C, obey the rules of firearm safety when hunting with others. Or D, Obey the rules of firearm safety at all times when handling a firearm.
At all times.
Hannah's got a thinking face on.
L.
A D. At all times.
At all times.
Oh.
Right. That's
one's too
literally
easy.
question number 2.
Yeah, that's so common sense.
As you were reading
That's
that,
what I
I was
mean.
like, wouldn't it apply to all of these? I was
Mhm.
like, is there multiple answers to this? 'Cause-
Yeah, all of them are multiple choice, right? I would say
There's
that's just
there's always a best answer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
a best. Okay. Third one. Why should you never shoot at rocks or water? I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to give you these multiple
really?
choices. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, because the
mean,
rocks could come back at you.
I was going to say that or
Ricochet?
ricochet.
Yeah. Yep. Hannah's got it. Rocks or water are not a safe backstop. They may cause the bullet to ricochet. Shooting toward rocks or water will stop a bullet. No. Shooting at rocks or water will alert the game animal of the hunter's presence. Oh, come on. Like these are, I'm literally reading them off here. There is no reason to avoid shooting toward rocks or water. D. No. It was A. Rocks or water are not a safe backstop. They may cause the bullet to ricochet. Okay.
When the hunt is on, your dog's performance matters. Every step, every sprint, every retrieve. It takes stamina, strength, and focus, and that starts with what's in their bowl. Black Gold dog food is crafted for active dogs, delivering the balanced nutrition they need to power through the season and beyond. Because a good diet isn't just fuel for today's hunt, it's the foundation for all-season performance. Visit blackgoldpet.com to learn more and find a retailer near you. Black Gold. Unleash adventure.
I get asked all the time about places to hunt in South Dakota. These questions usually come from out-of-town hunters that want the real South Dakota pheasant hunting experience for wild birds. My answer is Aberdeen. Aberdeen is a hub for out-of-town bird hunters. They have dog and hunter-friendly hotels and lodges where you can bring your own dogs and clean your own birds right there on site. They have thousands of acres of public land within a short drive of town, and there are wild pheasants on all of them. I know this because I've hunted several of these properties myself. I've seen those big flushes where the birds get up in waves, and it's awesome. In addition to the state and federal properties, they also have the Aberdeen Pheasant Coalition properties in the area that are open to public hunting. When you look at a map of publicly accessible places to hunt for wild birds in South Dakota and you zoom into the Aberdeen area, you'll see what I mean. To learn more about Aberdeen's pheasant hunting opportunities and get a free hunting guide, head to huntfishsd.com. I live for bird hunting, and I'm guessing that because you're listening to this podcast, that you do too. Well, we all know that you don't have good bird hunting without good habitat. It's just that simple. Few people know more about wildlife habitat and how to create it than the hardworking team at Hoxie Native Seeds. Hoxie Native Seeds is family owned and operated. They're as good of people as you'll ever meet. And Nicholas Lirio and Kent Boucher are also my friends. They've provided America's bird hunters with countless acres of premium native habitat mixes sourced straight from their own fields in the heart of Iowa. They have seeds for perennial food plots, quail mixes, pheasant mixes, CRP, even dog-friendly seed mixes. They are my go-to source for all wildlife habitat questions, and they can be your source too. To learn more about their native seeds, when and how to plant them, as well as maintain your premium wildlife habitat, head to HoxieNativeSeeds.com. That's HOKSEY nativeseeds.com.
Hey, Flush fans, the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club has expanded into South Dakota. Oak Tree by Horse and Hunt is the ultimate South Dakota pheasant hunting lodge. 15,000 square feet with private bedrooms, 6,000 premier acres, full hospitality and bar, and open to the public. 2-night, 3-day packages September through March are available. Book your next hunt today. Visit huntoaktree.com. That's huntoaktree.com.
Now we go into the fourth one. Which carry gives a hunter the best control of their firearm? A shoulder carry, and they have a picture of a break action gun over the shoulder. That's A. A trail carry, which is one hand holding the gun with it pointed forward. A cradle carry, which is having it across your arm, or a two-hand carry with the gun pointed up. Two-hand carry. Yes. Doug, correct?
Yep, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
correct. But I would also say a shoulder carry with a gun that's cracked open.
I was going to say, I've seen pictures of you and people on the
I
show
carry it
carrying
like that
Yeah.
a lot.
Mhm.
The gun cannot be fired. It's over my shoulder. And that to me is a very safe way to carry your gun. It's almost like if you have automatic, semi-auto, and you have the action open with the shell sticking out, that's one way to tell everybody in your group that the gun can't fire right now.
Yeah, it's obviously unusable at that point.
Yes.
Even if there's 2 shells in the chamber, they're not going to go off. But
The question though is which carry gives a hunter the best control of their firearm?
Yep.
And the 2-handed carry is always the answer. Now, here's one question that I have for you. I have heard trainers and seen them teach people to walk with the 2-hand carry, but the gun pointed down as they're walking. Is that encouraged by the state?
first I heard, first I've heard, my first thought right away when you said that would be like,
what if you trip?
Not a good idea. If you stumble, the muzzle's going to go right into the mud or dirt, and then you got that issue.
Or if you accidentally misfire and there's a dog in front of you.
Or somebody's your feet.
We actually teach the opposite, up or out, depending on who's next to you or whatever.
All right, next question. When should a firearm be loaded? A, when you're ready to hunt. B, when you're cleaning it. C, when it is in your car or truck. Or D, when you are carrying it. Hannah.
When you're ready to hunt.
Al?
Well, when you say when you're carrying
Yeah,
it, like
it
when you're
depends.
carrying it in the field or when you're just carrying it?
This is just what it says. I'm reading the exact questions.
I'll just say when you're ready to hunt because the carrying could be very broad. I mean, you
Yeah.
could just be carrying it to the truck,
Douglas.
Ready to hunt.
Ready to hunt?
Yes.
That is a kind of misleading question.
Yeah. They
When you
get
carry it.
that D. They have that
Yeah.
to trick you.
What percent do the kids need to get to pass this? Is it 80%?
It says right here, 13 wrong, fail.
Out of how many?
See,
57?
Out of
13 wrong is
out
a
of
fail.
50, yeah.
How many kids have failed this test? In your
We get a couple every year, and most of the time it's, what would be the word? Failure to draw in what they're reading. We'll read them the test, read them answers just like you're doing us. They'll get 1 or 2 wrong. So it's I don't know what that's called, but it's, the reading ability.
their comprehension?
Comprehension, yeah, is not letting them soak it up. They know it all, but they just don't know how to put it.
So then what do you
Down
do?
on
Do you allow them to
We'll
work
take them
through that?
aside.
Okay.
Take them aside and
So
read it to them.
if my math is correct, I think they need 75% to pass.
What's that?
If my math is correct, they need 75%.
There's 50
I think.
questions, and
Yeah.
if you can get 13
Yeah,
wrong,
so
Yeah.
75%.
you can get 12 wrong. and
12,
still
12 is
pass.
76. Yeah,
Yep.
it says it
Okay,
right
yep.
here. Yeah.
There you go.
So
So far,
we've
Al,
done
you're
that
borderline.
I know.
We're going to give you a permit.
almost every year.
Hey,
we-
Hannah's
we
there
have
with
one
me.
that-
I've
Yeah.
only gotten 1 wrong.
Well, I didn't answer the second one. You answered first. So.
Okay, Doug, you've been doing this for quite a while, right? You just said almost every year you have somebody that doesn't pass this test. Have you ever had to fail any kids from getting their permit? Or adults?
To my knowledge, no adults. I know of 2 out of the 53
Can you say what they
years.
did?
Yeah, the first one is easy. It came down to the field trip where we were at, and the child or the kid didn't have a gun, so he used my gun. I let him use my gun for the field trip. And a 22 semi-automatic. And about 2/3 of the trip through, he came up to me and he pointed the muzzle of the gun right at my face.
No.
And he said, "Mr. Ernst, I'm so sorry I got mud in the barrel of your gun." And I just looked at him. I can't remember his name anymore, but I just said, that's okay, but what are you doing right now? And he just looked at me in a blank stare like, I'm just showing you that I got your gun dirty and I'm so sorry. I said, no, what are you doing right now? And he never did catch it. I said, you're pointing your gun right at my face. What if the gun goes off? What's going to happen to me? I'm going to be dead.
Oh.
And he just, I said, you're done. That's it. So
Maybe just a little. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And the other one was a how do you say it? Autism, mentally challenged, whatever. Not mentally challenged, but and that was a tough situation. It was a person where I knew everybody in the family and stuff, but all the other instructors helped me out. And, they came up to me and said, "Doug, this kid's not ready yet. He's got to have a couple more years before he can do this." And I said, "All right." I went along with them, so I had to make the tough phone call. But
yeah,
what
was that like for the family? Was that a hard one?
No, they accepted it.
Okay,
and it was a situation where I didn't think an accident was going to happen because I knew he was going to have parents with him and stuff, but I didn't want that on me knowing them so well, I mean, I knew him,
were to happen.
Yeah, I knew him very well, so he ended up getting his certificate. So that
good
worked
for
out
him.
good. Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, they've recently, I would say, maybe not recently, 8-10 years ago, passed a law because in the past, let's say you had a disability that prevented you from being able to take this and pass this test on your own. But yet, if you were able to go hunt with a mentor or an adult safely, you could get an apprentice license for 2 years. But then after 2 years, you can't buy a license anymore. The system doesn't let you buy the apprentice license because you can only do it twice. Well, then you can't legally hunt without the license if you don't have firearm safety, right? So there was a law passed through the legislature that allowed people with a disability that prevents them from being able to pass this test to continue to hunt with an adult at their side at all times. That's basically how it works. That first question that you failed, Al, 14, that does not apply because they may have the same condition or ability for the rest of their life, but yet they still love being out there. So this allows them to continue to hunt with a mentor at their side at all times, which I think is a great thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just trying to keep people safe, right? I mean, that's what laws are for. But when you think about that gun being pointed at your head, I mean, you just can't do it. And I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people mishandle a gun. I can't even tell you. And it is unacceptable.
Well, we've heard horror stories like Beatty from Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, he's blind now because he got shot in the face. Because the guy wasn't paying attention.
That was an accident that is probably happened a lot out there
and
in
easily
the field.
avoidable.
What I'm talking about is you're standing around in a group and people are swinging the gun barrel around and it goes right past this person, right past that person. The carelessness of a gun is something that I have zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. Like you're done for the day. You need to think about this to the point that it should shake somebody. That's how they need to feel about it. Because oh gosh, I mean, you just can't take that back. But you're dealing with young kids, right?
Yeah, but the sad thing about it is too, when you're, even me teaching 53 years, you'd think I'd be perfect, and as a human, you're not. I mean,
none of us are.
Yeah, I catch myself making mistakes every once in a while. I thought, why did I do that?
Right. Well, especially in the heat of the moment, buck fever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Turkey's coming in. Here come the ducks. I mean, all these things happen fast.
The biggest thing is
you have to make a reaction choice.
That pheasant getting up in front of you. I mean, you got so many things. You want to get the bird. You want to.
Yeah.
But where are the guys that are next to you? Is there somebody ahead, or is it the bird swinging that way or this way? And it can happen so quick. And it gets the best of us.
It does. It absolutely does. Okay. When should you put the safety to the firing position? When should you put the safety to the firing position on a firearm? That's the question. That's a weird way to ask that. Are they asking when to put the gun safety off? Take the safety off?
So you can shoot the gun. Yeah.
Okay. When Alex, when transporting the firearm. B, when crossing a fence. C, when handing a firearm to another hunter. Or D, when it is safe and you are ready to take a shot.
Well, D, obviously.
Right. That's what I mean.
That's a good one.
They got to at least put like a few harder answers on the multiple choice,
Number one,
Yeah, number one got us.
Yeah,
Got us good.
Yeah, got you good. We can always fall back on that.
But that's the hardest one. That's the sad part. Like that
Right.
shouldn't be
And
the
that's-
hardest one.
That
I
shouldn't
mean-
be the hardest one.
Well, I know that because I'm a dad that
Yeah.
has kids that we're working through all this right now. But I think there are several pages in the booklet for this state, and every state has their own laws, and it's different probably in a different state. This is a Minnesota firearm
right.
safety
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
Now, when you get this, does the state provide this to you?
Yeah. This is all state written or whatever.
How has it
they
changed
develop-
over the years? Is it the same as it was 53 years ago?
No, it got easier.
Really?
Yep.
And how do you feel about
Questions used to be 100.
that? Okay.
Our original test was 100 questions. There was like 75 multiple choice and maybe 25 true and false. And then the last 3 were, I think you had to write them out.
I think I remember writing
Yeah.
some of them
Is
out.
it like fill in the blank or essay?
What
Like
are the 3 most important gun handling rules?
What are
And
they?
you had to write them out off the top of my head.
That was a question.
Yeah. Know
The
what's,
gun is always
know what's beyond.
yeah.
Always
Know where your muzzle's pointed.
Always point the muzzle in the right direction. Always treat your gun as
As
it
if
was
it's loaded.
loaded.
Yeah.
And there's 4 now. What's the last one? Can I look in the test?
Will we come up on it?
Yeah.
On which of the following pictures would it be safe to take a shot? Now, the kids get to choose, or whoever's taking the test. A, when the shot would be considered illegal or unethical, and there's a photo of a deer standing behind a private property sign. B, when there is a good backstop behind the animal. So the picture shows a deer standing and there's a hill behind it. C, when the animal is located on the top of a hill, shows a deer standing on the horizon and you can see sky behind it. Or D, when there is another person located behind the animal. Now you see a deer standing in a field with 2 hunters behind it. So the question is, which one of these would be a safe shot to take?
I know it, but do you, Alex?
I mean, was B the one with the backstop? I feel like the backstop.
Yeah,
would
when
make
there's a
more
good
sense.
backstop behind
Yeah.
the animal. Yep. Now, this doesn't necessarily apply to bird hunters in that case.
Yeah.
Because this creature is standing on the ground. The bird is up in the air, but there's a safe. You guys talk about firing at birds in the air and when you can take a safe shot.
Yeah, that comes with the zone of fire thing.
Yep.
A little bit later.
Can you
Uh,
explain how you teach that to the class?
Well, the swing and gun thing, I guess to back up a little bit, the zone of fire thing is when you have hunters, say, walk in a cornfield or a grass
CRP
field, or
or
CRP
something,
or
yep.
something like that, and they're side by side, maybe 30 yards apart or something. And your zone of fire is the area that you can safely shoot in front of you or behind you. And it's usually about a 45-degree angle from your body.
Yep.
So like that.
Left or right? Yep. You
Yeah,
don't get to
left or
shoot
right.
360.
So if the bird swings to the left, you can shoot till it hits that 22.5 degree or whatever, and then it's in the next guy's zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing we talk about.
That might be the
with,
most commonly broken
sure.
rule in hunting,
yeah,
the zone of
yeah.
fire, because they follow and keep shooting until the third shot is out of their
Yep,
gun or the
yep.
second shot is out of their gun.
Yeah. That's where you
And-
got to know where your partner is. I mean, that angle can change a little bit depending on how close your partners are to you. If they're way further apart, you can
Mhm.
maybe cheat a little bit, so to speak.
I think
But-
people that are listening right now, my hope is that you'll remember some of these things and you'll talk about them the next time you go hunting with people in the field. There's a lot of hunters that'll give a little pep talk beforehand at the truck. Here's what we're going to do. Here's where we're going to go. This is know your line of safe shooting, right? I do it with my kids. And we'll be walking and I'll constantly stop and be like, okay, where's your safe shot right now? Where is it not safe to shoot? Which is yours over here, Cash? And which one is yours, Weston? Or whoever's
Mhm.
walking with us. We talk about the safe line regularly. And maybe I'm over the top when it comes to this, but I don't think so. I just think sometimes people get lazy and they don't do it enough. They don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a good reminder because, like we said earlier, you get wrapped up in the situation and it's only a 2-second thing and it's all over.
yeah.
I think it's good
And-
to have it pounded in their head because that's my biggest fear
Yeah.
about going hunting.
Yeah,
is-
you've talked
is
to me
not-
about this,
is-
but you're nervous about
yeah, like
it.
if the adrenaline kicks in because it happens like that, So
Right.
all these things
Yeah.
going through your head. So I don't think you're being over the top because I think that they'll just subconsciously they won't even have to think. They'll just know that this is where their safe shot
Mhm.
is at all times.
And they know when it's okay not to take the shot. Like it's okay to not shoot at the bird every single time,
Yeah.
which I wanted to do that at first, but then after taking this course, there were so many shots I didn't take just because I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
That's the best way to go about it. And some people are like, I'm going to take the shot no matter what because I just want the bird or I want the creature, whatever they're hunting, and it's not the right mindset. Who is required to follow the rules of firearm safety? This one.
Sorry, I laugh at all of them because
I
they're
know,
like-
but these
they're
are the
like-
real questions. Hunters under the age of 18, gunsmiths, person hunting from a tree stand, everyone using a firearm.
D.
Right. When should the trail carry be used? Trail carry is, I don't really have enough space to stand up here on camera, do I, Al?
You do.
Okay. So you're basically holding the gun with one hand at your side and it's pointed forward as you're walking. That would be the trail carry.
And we call it the suitcase carry.
The suitcase carry?
Mm-hmm.
When is that supposed to be used, Doug?
That can be used obviously when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
If you're walking to a hunting situation, if you're the lead person, because obviously nobody's in front of you, you can use it while you're hunting just to relax your arms a little bit, if you want. And then that's basically about it.
Yeah. There's not a lot of times when that is a good way to handle your gun because you don't have full control of it. What are the 4 parts of a rifle cartridge? Here we go. The bullet, the wad column, gunpowder, and primer. That's the first one. B would be shot pellets, wad column, gunpowder, or primer. That's B. Letter C would be bullet, case, gunpowder, and primer. And D, slug, case, gunpowder, and primer. This is a rifle cartridge. Hannah and Alex, what do you think it is?
I'll let Hannah answer. I don't know. I don't know.
D. I don't know. I would need to look at them more than once.
Yeah. Doug, you're going to go A or C on this one. The key here is rifle cartridge.
Yeah.
Rifle. So they're describing a slug would be a shotgun.
Yeah, I was going to say
Right.
it wouldn't be a slug.
Shot pellets, that's also a shot
shotgun.
shell. That's a shotgun.
Yeah.
So the rifle. So bullet, case, gunpowder, primer.
C.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, when you said
There
it was a rifle, it made a little bit more sense that it wouldn't be a slug.
Yeah.
I just was wasn't sure about the pellets.
Yeah, the wad is part of the shot shell, part of the shotgun. Which do you guys bring in different ammunition for the kids to see?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah. The different gauges of shotgun shells, the different rifle. Not a lot of the rifle cartridges. We have a big sheet that we show them, and there's like hundreds of different kinds of rifle cartridges. So
You guys watch any videos?
yes.
You pull up any of our shows and show them what not to do?
No. These are all supplied by the state.
Okay.
Well, joke's on you. The state likes us. So.
Yeah. When crossing a fence or other obstacle alone, what should you do with your firearm once it is unloaded? Cross the obstacle while holding the firearm, but make sure the action is open and the safety is on. B, toss the firearm to the other side of the obstacle. Be careful not to have the muzzle hit the ground. C, set the firearm on the ground, pointing the muzzle away from where you are crossing. Or D, lean the firearm against the obstacle you are crossing and retrieve it once you get to the other side.
Was A the one A was holding on?
A
to
was
it?
cross the obstacle while holding the
Holding it.
firearm, but make sure the action is open and the safety is on.
See, that seems like a good one, but if you're crossing a fence, depending how you're crossing the fence, then you have one arm holding onto the gun, one arm trying
There's
to
no
cross.
judgment here,
know.
Alex,
I
on
know.
anything you say. You
And
didn't
D-
grow up as a
D
hunter.
was setting it on the obstacle.
D was lean the firearm against the obstacle you are crossing and retrieve it once you get to the other side.
I don't know. A seems good because you have the action open and the safety's on. So
It's C, isn't it?
What'd you say? C is in cat. Set the firearm on the ground, pointing the muzzle away from where you are crossing. Doug, this is the controversial one.
Mm-hmm. We give C and D.
Sandy.
C,
You give them both options?
if they say D, then I explain what I explained to you
Mm-hmm.
about. We don't do it on a barbed wire fence, but on a wooden fence, you can lean the gun muzzle pointing up in the crotch of the horizontal board and the vertical
Where
post.
the wire meets the wood.
Yeah, or the wood meets the wood.
See,
Or the
that's the
wood.
reason I didn't go with D, because I was thinking, well, if it's a barbed wire fence, I wouldn't set the gun on there
Mhm.
because it could bounce around with the wind
Yeah.
or anything like
Yeah,
that.
we just teach it for the wood fence.
Well, then why didn't you do C?
I honestly forgot what C was. A seemed fine because the action was open
So-
and safety was on.
C is the taught answer. D is
Accepted.
is accepted because I think it's good.
Can I ask why you wouldn't do A? Because like I have a feeling I like have some reasons why you wouldn't, but why would you say not to do A?
Just what you said. You're limited to, the one hand is constantly have to be on the gun.
Yep.
And then, like they always say, 3 points of contact when you're climbing a ladder.
Yep.
At some point, you're not going to have that crossing over the fence or crawling under it or whatever, because
That's kind of what I was thinking. If you
Yeah.
have to climb a fence, then you're only using one hand to climb the fence and one hand to hold the gun if you
Yeah.
drop the gun or if you fall,
So if you're hunting with somebody, then you, to be completely safe, would unload the gun,
Mhm.
make sure the action is open, hand it to somebody, you cross the fence. Once you're across, they hand you the gun, and then they cross
Yep.
while you're holding
yeah,
theirs.
that's exactly how it's done.
Yeah. I would say that's done correctly. Maybe, would you say 10% of the time? Maybe.
Really?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that's one of the most commonly broken
Wow.
gun safe.
what do you think people do?
What's that?
What do you see people do for the most part?
They hold the gun, they grab the top row of the fence, they
Like
step
A,
on the
they do
second
A.
row, and they launch themselves up
Yep.
and over while holding the gun, which is still loaded. Or they leave the gun loaded, they lean it up against the fence, they cross, or they keep the gun loaded, hand it to their buddy,
Yep.
cross
Yeah.
the fence. Now you're handing loaded guns back and forth. It's mostly just not unloading the gun. Lot of unsafe handling when it comes to fences, for sure. I think that's probably number one,
I would think so.
mishandling of
Yeah.
it. Do you guys talk about how to get up into a tree, or have I just not gotten to that point yet?
It'll come.
It'll
Yeah,
come.
It'll
Okay.
come. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna hold this Benelli Montefeltro here, which is a lefty. I don't even know why we have this here. I
Who
guess
shoots lefty?
Bill
Bill
Shirk
Shill?
is a lefty.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Okay. Which part of this gun, this firearm that I'm holding here, is the stock? Is it right here? D. Is it right here, which would be C? Is it right here, which would be B? Or I guess does not have a scope. But
Scope
right
would
up
be
here
A.
would be a scope on this gun right here. Hannah and Alex, where is the stock?
D. Yeah, D was
This
the
one
first
right here.
You messed me up because you started with D. And
I
then
went
was like,
backwards.
wait.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay. Where is the action on this firearm? Actually, I have to turn this. There you go. Where is the action on this firearm?
You're gonna give us letters or no?
Not here. You already established
Well,
this is
obviously
a
not
stock,
D. What were the
right?
letters again?
This is all good stuff for everybody to learn about their gun.
Oh
when
yeah.
they're handling it. Yeah.
They should know it by
They
now.
should know. Yeah, exactly. Right here. This part right in here.
is which
Or
letter?
up here?
That part.
Right here?
No.
Yeah, you didn't give us letters, so we're just pointing at that part. Yeah, that
Yeah,
part.
right here. The action.
Yeah.
This is where the action is.
Ooh.
What's the action?
Great sound in the headphones for our listeners.
Did that sound good to you?
Yeah, it sounded great.
Yeah. There you go.
I had my headset turned up kind of loud though, so it did kind of hurt.
Outstanding. Okay. Where's the barrel?
Can I give us letters?
Up top.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, on the test, it has a gun and it shows all four of these parts, right? Where's the
Ow.
muzzle?
Up top.
Yep.
And finally, it doesn't show. Where's the trigger? Did I miss that one? Obviously, we know where the trigger is. Is that part of the test? Did I miss that? What does it mean when you see a red marking on the safety of your firearm? A, the safety is on. B, the safety is off. C, the firearm needs cleaning. Or D, the firearm is in need of repair.
I'm trying to think of that. I obviously don't shoot
there's
as
the
much as you
red.
guys, but the last time I shot, that means the safety's on, right? Or off.
When you see red, if the safety on or off.
Safety on. And then the red's off.
Red's off.
Now that
I was
red
trying to
is-
think of the last
Red
time I
danger.
shot. Yeah,
Oh.
that
Yeah,
makes sense.
means fire.
It means it's ready to fire, obviously. It means the safety is off.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, which shooting position is the most stable? The prone position, where you're laying down. The sitting position, where you're sitting up. The kneeling position, or the standing position. Which shooting position is the most stable?
Standing.
Yeah,
Would you say, Al?
I agreed with her.
Standing. I'm going to say that
Well,
is
would
the
kneel-
least stable
Really?
of all
What?
shooting
Would you say
positions.
kneeling is
Yeah.
the most stable or sitting? Well, I guess laying down would technically be super
Prone.
stable. Yeah.
Laying
Yeah.
down. Yeah, that is the
What?
most
You know what's
stable.
funny? I was gonna make a joke about Call of Duty and laying prone and stuff, but it was the right
Oh,
answer, so I
gosh.
couldn't make a joke.
He's got 2 notches. Anna has a
Yeah.
notch. We're just keeping track here.
That's
yeah.
all right.
Oops.
Yep. Obviously, you're a bird hunter. You're walking.
Mhm.
That's the only hunting you've done to this point, correct, Hannah?
And that's
Okay.
the only thing I see all the time because proximity of it.
I know. When we're walking, we're shooting standing. Different than if you're taking a stable shot.
Or if you're in a tree stand.
Yep. If you're in a tree stand, the best thing to do is to have some sort of a bar of stabilization to have that.
Yeah, arrest.
Yep. The least stable shot you can take is standing, holding the gun, and taking that shot.
That
Trying to
makes
shoot
sense.
at a stationary target.
Yep. Kneeling position would be your next best option. The sitting position allows you to put your elbows on your knees and hold the gun. And then the prone position allows you to lay flat and have your gun resting on something.
I guess when I thought of sitting, I was just imagining like the person's doing it, like they went from laying down to sitting on the ground, and
Yeah.
then. But now that you say, it'd be like
Yeah.
a tree stand.
I don't expect you to lay down when a pheasant gets up.
Yeah,
I
I
want to
know.
take you hunting.
Lay down,
drop
take
shot
aim.
of that.
It's only a
All right,
quarter
Al.
mile away.
Rooster. Al drops down on the
Because
ground.
then you'd see me like as like a snake.
I'm going to take you hunting, buddy. We're just getting there one
I
thing at a
know,
time.
I
You're
know.
already a Pheasants Forever member. I'm going to get you firearm safety certified. Yep. Pretty soon, bud.
Can you
Totally.
be? Can you
I
be my
know.
teacher?
It'll be the 3 of us. We'll go. Hannah, you can come
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is a safe rule when showing your firearm to somebody? Always load the firearm first. B, always have an adult present. C, always show rifles before shotguns. Or D, always ask to see your friend's hunter education certificate first.
I mean, I guess D makes the most sense out of that because what was A was always load it first.
Before
Always
handing it
load the
over.
firearm
Yeah, you wouldn't
first.
do that. What was B? B
Always
was,
have an adult present.
I mean,
C, always show rifles before
well,
shotguns.
it's not A and C.
Yeah.
B like B's obviously not the correct answer, but like depending how old
always
you
ask
are,
to
you
see your
know,
friend's hunter education certificate first.
that's probably the most reasonable correct answer. But B also would make sense depending how old you are.
You can only pick one.
I'm picking D.
Mm-hmm.
What are you picking?
D.
D.
As in dog.
Hannah, you're going D? Douglas,
We teach B.
B.
Really?
Always have an adult present.
Well, I guess it depends how.
This is mostly for kids.
For kids.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, that's yeah.
It's kind of a strange question, to be honest.
That's what I mean.
I was
'cause,
going
like,
to say, we'll
obviously
have
it's
it be
good.
unloaded, and that wasn't even.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I
mean,
know some adults that my kids would be like, I don't trust that adult.
That's what I mean. Like B makes sense for a kid. I was just thinking
Yeah.
for us,
You
here,
being so mature and grown up.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Right. That is a strange question.
Yeah. Now that I never thought of it before, but yeah, it is. It can be taken two ways.
Yeah. What is the best option for safe? But either way, he got it wrong. So did Hannah. So
Yeah.
Well,
you
totally.
guys
We've
might
gotten
not
like
pass.
4 wrong.
Yeah.
5 wrong.
No,
Yeah.
not that many.
I
Thank
haven't
you.
studied for it.
I think
so.
I think 3 for sure.
But D kind of makes sense if you're not thinking as a kid. I mean, like
Right.
we're all adults, so D kind of makes sense. Out of the 4 answers.
That does establish the fact that you have taken enough time, or like you've
Like,
given yourself a chance to learn about a gun. So therefore,
Because like at
you
least
should,
then you know you're not handing the gun to somebody who's never held a gun before. You know,
Yeah.
obviously you should unload
Would
the
that
gun.
work if everyone were?
Yeah. What if there's not
adults?
an adult in the room?
What if everyone was over 18? Would that be?
Yeah, I don't know if this question is going to come up later, but this is showing, and it would apply, I guess, to showing or just handling the firearm itself. What's the first thing you do when you're showing somebody else a firearm? Is you should show them that it's unloaded and the action's open.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I mean
know,
that.
that question might come up later, but
That's
What
kind
is-
of what we're
That
That
was
assuming
what
that
I
it's
thought,
unloaded.
and it wasn't
Yeah.
even an option.
It wasn't an option.
so-
What is the
Yeah.
best option for safe storage of firearms? A bedroom closet. B, carrying case. C, secure cabinet. D, garage
secure cabinet?
cabinet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know
What
a
should
lot
you
of
do?
friends that have them in the closet though.
What's that?
I know a lot of friends that have their guns in their closets, but at
In
least
the
they're in
clo-
a,
that's
they're in
what
a carrying
yeah.
case.
I know. I grew up with that too.
Yeah.
I remember vividly exactly where my dad kept them, in the closet.
But my friends don't have any kids running around the house. It's just them and like a roommate.
Yeah.
So I guess
That's best safe storage option is a secure cabinet.
Yep.
Locked, and a gun safe, obviously. But what do you tell people to do, Doug, if they don't have one? Out of reach of kids?
out of reach and ammunition separate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because one is worthless without the other. That's
Sure.
what we always teach. You know, you can't hurt somebody with a cartridge unless you pound it with a hammer or whatever.
Oh, here's your question next. What should you do before you hand a firearm to someone, or before someone hands a firearm to you? A, read the owner's or the firearm manual. B, point the muzzle into the air and pull the trigger. Come on.
I'm
Come
sorry for
on.
laughing at some of these, but some of them are just
C, make sure the action is closed and the safety is on. Or D, make sure the action is open and the firearm is unloaded.
First of all, you should have done when you should have done that before you ever even had the gun. Like
Yeah.
you should have read the owner's manual a long time ago.
It's D, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
We
obviously,
just got
obviously
done
it's
with
D. I'm
this.
just saying.
Yeah.
You got a free one there.
Yeah.
The next one is, which one shows a pump action firearm? We don't have them all here. Which one shows a break action? And so you obviously bring a variety of different guns to show people the
Yeah, and
differences.
we ask the kids too when they bring their weapons in, or not weapons, but firearms, if we can use them for examples, and they've always been okay with it. So we usually have a really good variety of stuff there to show.
So this is an interesting question. Number 25 says, what information is stamped on the barrel of a shotgun? A, the manufacture date. B, the type of action of the firearm. C, the gauge and length of the ammunition. D, the length of the barrel and stock.
C.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say C.
What'd you say?
If I had to guess, I would say C, but I
C?
don't know. I don't know.
Answer, Doug.
C or D?
it's C.
It's
Yeah.
C.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess, it's important to point out, because obviously somebody might grab a shotgun and think it's a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge,
Oh,
or
yeah.
the different
Yeah.
ammunition, and
Mhm.
why that matters. We might take all this information and laugh at it. A lot of people listening, like, this is so basic. But you think about somebody who's never held a gun before and never shot one. This is all brand new to them. And I bet there's a lot of intimidation, right?
Yeah, the biggest change lately, or not lately, but used to be there was only a 2 3/4 inch shell for shotguns. And now there's 2 3/4, 3 inch, 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. Right.
And if you have only 2 3/4, you can't go to the store and buy a 3 inch shell. It's not going to fit.
Right.
And the same with 22 shells. Nobody ever knows that about the long rifle and the long and the short. Like some guns only shoot shorts, some only shoot longs, some shoot.
But it's always printed on.
It's always printed on the barrel. Yeah.
Yep.
40 years sure is a long time to be in business, and that's exactly how long Walton's has been helping America's butchers, hunters, anglers, and families prepare their meat. That is quite a milestone, and to that, I say, Walton's, congratulations on 40 years in business to your entire family. I sincerely hope that you know how hard they work to provide all of us with the right tools to process and prepare all of our hard-earned meat. Walton's motto is everything but the meat for a reason. They have everything we need to process every cut of meat you can think of, and after a long hunting season, I'm hoping you have a freezer full of it. If you're looking to make sausage, jerky, snack sticks, roast, you name it, Walton's can help you with the tools and the knowledge to do it right the first time. Check them out at waltons.com. And congratulations on 40 years in business. You've earned our trust. If you're looking to sharpen your upland shooting skills, or maybe your kids are starting to get into the sport like mine are, then you need to check out GAIM. That's GAIM. Our friends over there are changing the way we approach training. Their cutting-edge virtual reality hunting and shooting scenarios immerse you in the field without actually leaving your home. Whether it's game birds or clays, the GAIM system allows you to practice your shotgun mechanics, giving you real-time shot feedback that allows for instant adjustments. And it's been incredibly fun for my kids. It allows them to safely build confidence, which I know translates to success in the field. Virtual training, real results. Click the show description below to learn more, or visit their website at game.com to try for yourself. That's GAIM.com.
If you're heading out on the next hunt, don't forget the teammate who never complains and never misses, your dog. At Roughland, we built the ultimate travel system for hunting dogs and the people who run with them. It starts with our one-piece kennels, built tough to handle rough roads, cold mornings, and whatever else the season throws at you. From there, customize your system with stackable gear, food and water containers, organization trays, or insulated covers. Everything is lightweight, field-tested, and made right here in the USA. Because let's be real, we don't deserve great dogs, but great dogs, they deserve a Roughland. Visit roughlandkennels.com today and build your version of the ultimate travel system before your next flush.
Here's a scouting tip that might just help you find a few more wild birds. First, grab your phone and then open up the onX Hunt app. In the bottom right corner, click on the 2D button and then select 3D. Then place 2 fingers on the screen of your phone and slide them up together at the same time. After that, zoom into a property that you've hunted before or one that you've never been to and take a look at the terrain in 3D. I bet you'll see a few nooks and crannies that will hold birds out of the elements. I bet you'll see the land in a dimension that you never thought possible. These are the details that matter when you're putting miles on the truck and on your boots during a hunt. onX Hunt is the ultimate tool for us bird hunters. It shows our position on planet Earth, land boundaries, land topography, burns, forests that have been logged, weather, and a whole bunch of other features that will make you a better hunter. If you've never tried the onX Hunt app, then you can download a free 7-day trial to help you understand why hunters like myself simply can't hunt without it. Know where you stand with onX Hunt.
We already talked about this one. Which of the following describes a safe zone of fire? Or which of the following describes a zone of fire? A, anywhere a hunter can see where there is game to shoot. B, an area a hunter can safely shoot. C, an area where hunters should avoid pointing their muzzle. Or D, the area on the animal where the hunter aims for a quick, clean kill. Zone of fire. What does that apply to?
B,
Yeah.
the safely
Yeah.
being
But,
able to shoot
but
safely.
people should do D, but the answer to this one is B.
You're going to go BL?
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
what
B.
we just talked about.
Yep.
That a different term for the vitals.
Yeah, I
We'll
mean,
see if
people
we get
should
to
do
the vitals.
D. But
When should you ask permission to hunt on private property? A, well before the hunting season starts. B, the morning of the hunt. C, once the hunt is completed if the hunter harvested game. D, never. Hunters do not need to ask permission to hunt.
Well, A would be the best answer here, but I mean, morning of, I guess you could, but A would be the best answer here, way before
Hannah?
the hunting season.
Never.
A. Never D.
Yeah, well before the hunting season starts, obviously makes the most sense. Which of the following statements is true about hunting laws? A, hunting laws are made to ensure a successful hunt for all hunters. B, hunting laws are made to help hunters use the most up-to-date equipment. C, hunting laws are made to help protect and conserve wildlife and natural resources. D, hunting laws are made to help human development.
A. But I think it'd be everyone, not just hunters.
Yeah, what was A
It's like
again?
the safety of.
Hunting laws are made to ensure a successful hunt for all hunters.
Wait, can you say them all one more time?
Because there wasn't really any safe,
Yeah.
saying.
Hunting
A
laws
safe
are
hunt.
made to ensure a successful hunt for all hunters. Hunting laws are made to help hunters use the most up-to-date equipment. C, hunting laws are made to help protect and conserve wildlife and natural resources. D, hunting laws are made to help human development.
A.
But I'm wondering, C also is a good one.
You don't have to follow Hannah's lead on this.
I
Al.
know.
If you
Well,
feel
I don't know. I'm
strongly
between
one
A
way
or
the
C.
other.
Like A, yeah, it's for a
define
successful hunt. But like C, protect natural resources and stuff like that. I mean, there's no say. I would think it'd be to keep everyone safe.
What are you going with, Al?
I'll go with C. Just since
Okay,
she's going with A,
Hannah
I'll
says-
go with
Hannah
C.
says A, Al says C. Doug, the answer? C.
Dang.
Oh, wow. Which of the following poses the greatest threat to wildlife populations? A, sport hunting. B, loss of habitat. C, predators. D, conservation efforts.
Sorry, I'm laughing that the last one was just kind of funny that they put that on there. that would be
Which of the following poses the greatest threat to wildlife populations?
B.
Hannah?
Was it habitat loss?
Sport hunting, loss of habitat, predators, conservation
B.
efforts.
Yeah, I'm saying B
D,
too.
loss of habitat.
Yep.
Good job, guys. Which of the following elements are most needed to help in maintaining a healthy habitat in which a wildlife population can survive? Food, water, cover, space, and arrangement. Food, water, space, minerals, and arrangement. Water, cover, space, minerals, and arrangement. Food, water, conservationist, isolation, and cover. You guys teach them about all this stuff. That's
Mhm.
good. I
Wait,
like
can
that.
you say B and C again?
Did you have to do this in your online course?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of videos too.
Was there?
Let me interrupt.
Yeah.
Question 30 is the most missed question.
Really? This
Yep.
is the most missed question?
one is?
Every year there's
Okay, so let's find
Tons
out
of them.
then. Let's let
What-
these two do
somebody's
it
going
out.
to get one wrong. It's going to be that one.
What was
Really?
What was B and C?
Okay. Which of the following elements are most needed to help in maintaining a healthy habitat in which a wildlife population can survive?
Yep.
A would be food, water, cover, space, and arrangement. B, food, water, space, minerals, and arrangement. C, water, cover, space, minerals, and arrangement. D, food, water, conservationist, isolation, and cover.
A?
Yeah, I'll say A. D.
I'm going to go A as well.
Yeah.
Hey,
We pass?
you pass.
Yes!
What do people...
You got the hardest one. I think maybe it's us teaching it. Maybe it's there's just so many close options.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all
Totally.
kind of sound similar.
Think of yourself as a 12-year-old kid taking,
Yeah,
like,
for
yeah.
sure.
I don't know.
I was
Yeah.
like, minerals? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but food. If there's no, I mean, food is.
Yeah.
All
food
right,
is one
Big
that's
Al.
similar.
TIP stands for what?
Well, joke's on you. I did a podcast on this. It stands for Turn In Poachers.
Okay. Hannah?
Turn in poachers.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. How should equipment be carried into a tree stand? By using a haul line, which would be considered a rope. B, carrying everything up in a backpack. C, by having a person on the ground handed up to you. D, carried up by hand. How should you carry?
Well,
equipment?
ideally, if someone else is there just to hand it up to you.
Yeah.
But
The rope seems nice, but if the rope breaks, that's my only thought with A. So I feel like I'd go with somebody handing it up to you if somebody's there.
I agree. It depends on if someone's there or not.
What's your answer?
I feel like this is a trick question, and you're going to be by
I think-
It's
yourself.
not a
and
trick
I'm gonna,
question. Doug,
and
is
I'm
that a
gonna
trick
say-
question?
but you're not always with somebody, so I'll say A. I'll say A.
A?
Yeah.
I'll just say A because
Using a
you're
haul
not
line?
always with
Yeah.
somebody.
Yep.
The
Doug,
haul line.
The haul
yeah.
line is the
Yep.
way to go.
But what
Yeah.
if someone else is there? Do you still use a haul line?
They could hand it to you if you're that close to the ground,
Okay.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
I was.
So that
But
still
generally you're-
technically could be.
15
Yeah.
feet up.
Yeah, you wouldn't
know.
be close enough.
Right.
They'd have to climb up a
Right.
ladder. You'd have
Unloading
to
it.
climb down a ladder.
Then attaching it,
Mm-hmm.
climb up, then haul it up.
I don't teach the kids this one, but I think it'd be safe to, if you have a sling on your gun,
Oh yeah.
you know what a sling is, the strap,
Mm-hmm.
you could sling your gun, as long as it's unloaded.
Quartering over one
Quar-
shoulder,
Yeah.
across your body,
Yep.
coming out the other side.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Not just on one side. Cause then
I
it
feel
could
good
slip
about that
off.
too. I've done
Yeah.
that a lot actually.
Yeah.
And I feel safe in that way. The
Mhm.
gun is unloaded because the reality is a lot of people fall out of trees. Boards
Mhm.
break, steps, your foot slips off. You go down and the gun's loaded. And when you
Mhm.
fall, the impact could jolt a shot
Mhm.
and you don't know where that shot's going to go. So that's really why this is a safety thing. Why shouldn't hunters strap animals to the hood of a vehicle? You guys talk about this?
We don't talk about it. We just,
Yeah. It will attract insects. B, it may be offensive to non-hunters and the heat from the engine will spoil the meat. C, it could cause an accident with another vehicle. D, there is nothing wrong with strapping a harvested animal to the hood of a vehicle. And this is the front, by the way, not even the back.
Okay, well,
The photo shows a truck with a deer strapped with ropes hanging a deer on the front of it. Now that is the ultimate flex if you've got a big buck. You put that thing on the front and you show off to everybody going down the highway how
Well-
big your buck is.
what were the answers again? Because I feel like all of them kind of worked. Like you would attract insects, and kind of the meat would get. You'd have
Yeah.
to clean it. I mean,
Well,
it could get spoiled from the heat. It
they're
could cause an
all- yeah.
accident.
it will attract insects is number A.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah, that could be true, but it's not nearly as
No,
bad as
an
B,
accident.
which is it may be offensive to non-hunters and the heat from the engine will spoil the meat, obviously. Also, it could cause an accident with another vehicle. This is a trick question, Doug. This is a real
is.
question you're going to pose to 11 and 12-year-old kids.
and what's funny about the whole
This
thing
This is
is,
the state of
24-year-old.
Minnesota. This is a real,
this,
this is the test, people.
and this picture is a pickup.
Yeah. You got room in the back.
Yeah. It would have been better if it was like my car, But I
Yeah.
would have strapped it to the roof, not the hood.
God.
The biggest thing on this question is,
I mean, I think
We're-
it's B or C because it's in the front.
It's B. Offensive.
the biggest thing is the offensive
Yeah.
thing. now.
Okay.
Yep.
I remember learning about
Um,
that.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I actually
'cause
do.
we-
Yes.
Yeah, good job.
There's more people against hunting than there is for hunting.
That makes
so,
sense.
But as a kid, I saw this all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, gosh, you still see it.
Yeah.
Mostly
Oh,
in the
really?
back of the
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
But if they don't have a truck with a box, they'll put it right on top of their
I
car.
have- I have
You
seen
do
that.
still see it.
The rack hanging over the edge.
Hanging over it.
That's
tongue
kinda
hanging
what
out,
I thought
blood down the
C-
side.
Yeah.
I thought C because it's a pickup that they're driving and they specifically put it on the front. So I was like, well, it could, depending how big the buck is and where you put it, it could cause an accident.
Yeah. A Hollywood TV show would have a deer hanging over the top of the hood.
What?
But here's the real thing. I've actually seen this and I've seen deer that have not been gutted on top of a vehicle. Doug, I've seen
Oh
it.
gosh. Yeah.
And I just think to myself, who taught this human? Who taught? I mean, they didn't go to your class, right?
No, we
But
teach
this is real
field
stuff.
dressing.
These people live amongst us, okay? This is real
These
life.
people live
Yes.
amongst us.
We're getting there. Let's see. We don't have to do which safety precaution will allow you to recover more easily should you fall from a tree stand. This is talking about using a tether strap to tie yourself down. Do you guys talk about a hunting plan, Doug? You
Mhm.
teach them about that?
Mhm.
What information should be on a hunting plan? Hannah? You know?
What on a hunting
A
plan?
hunting plan. A, where you'll be hunting. B, how to contact you, a cell phone or other. C, the time you expect to return from the hunt. Or D, all the above.
All.
Oh, yeah, all the above.
All the above, yeah.
Yep.
What is usually the first sign of hypothermia? You guys know?
I've actually learned.
Wait,
I've learned
yeah,
in
can
class.
you give the options? Because I think I know
It's
this
way too
answer.
easy.
I've learned in health
Oh.
I want to
class.
see if you know.
We've all done
Well,
it.
if it's way
We're all
too
had it.
easy,
Yeah, we've all had it. Think about it. Don't
Yeah.
overthink this one. The first sign of hypothermia.
well, I know you end up getting warm, so you start stripping your clothes off. But I don't know if that's the first sign. It's true, but that's true. I learned it in health class. You get warm, and then you start taking
Al's
clothes off,
cold.
then it
He's
gets
got
worse.
no clothes on.
That is a sign. That is from hypothermia. Though that happens. We learned that in health class.
Let's go ahead and read the
my
options.
Yeah, read the options. That happens. It's just not the first sign.
Yeah. What is the first what is usually the first sign of hypothermia? A, dizziness. B, trouble breathing. C, uncontrolled shivering. D, loss of consciousness. They don't have taking your
Well,
clothes off.
because it's
as
not
any
the
of
first
these
sign.
options.
It's not the first sign.
We could
I
add
was
it in
going
as E.
through.
E.
I was
Stripping
going through.
naked.
I was going through all the like what do you call it? Symptoms of hypothermia, and I was trying to
There you
think.
go.
And
There
I
you
was trying
go.
to think what was first. I just couldn't remember.
Everyone, they live amongst us, Hannah.
Is it shivering?
Yeah, I mean that's
Shivering.
it, yeah.
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 But you
Right.
could shiver and not have
Or is it
hypothermia.
stripping off your clothes?
Well, you might
Oh.
not strip off your clothes, but you do get warm.
Okay. If a hunter is in need of rescue, what should they do to indicate their location to rescuers? Is
Strip
it
off
A,
the
be
clothes.
sure to have a compass, map, and other survival gear in your backpack? B, use a series of 3 signals, as in 3 whistles, blasts. C, build a shelter. D, have a first aid kit.
The question was to get first responders.
Indicate your location to rescuers.
Well, I mean, you might not see the shelter, so it'd be B, the whistles, right?
3 signals,
Yep.
3 shots, 3
Yeah.
whistles. What other items are available out there for people to bring with them in their pack?
The mirror reflection.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
got helicopters above you.
Flares.
Yeah, flares.
Flares.
Yeah. I've got
We
an
do
adventure.
teach the kids though. Yes, if you're desperate and people are looking for you, like 3 shotgun shells or 3 rifle shells or whatever. But during the day, they might let that fly by because
A lot of people shoot 3
everybody's
times.
out shooting.
Yeah.
So definitely do the shooting at night because that's not normal.
That's
or
going to get
whatever.
some
Mhm.
attention
Yep.
for sure. Why should you make sure an animal is dead before touching it?
Why should
Why?
you?
Other
Yeah.
options, or you just want us to say
To allow conservation officers time to arrive.
Nope.
no?
If it is not yet dead, it could cause you harm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. What are the 3 main reasons that cause meat to spoil? A, heat, moisture, and oxygen. B, heat, dirt, and oxygen. C, heat, dirt, and moisture. Or D, dirt, moisture, and oxygen.
Is it A?
What are the
Mhm.
3 main reasons
Mhm.
that cause meat to spoil? You going A?
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
going A.
A?
Mhm.
Doug?
Wrong.
Which one?
Well,
is it?
it's heat for sure.
Yep.
moisture. I mean,
Dirt, I guess. And then moisture.
Do you teach people how to clean an animal or a bird?
We explain it a little bit, but
Do you have a
we,
video that shows how to field dress an animal?
pictures.
Pictures. That's one of those really hands-on things.
Yeah,
that-
that's what we teach. I said, the only way you're going to learn this is by watching someone else
Mhm.
and then do it yourself.
That's
Or-
the
or
value
get-
of a good mentor.
Mhm.
Yeah, or get coached
Mhm.
through it.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when we're hunting out there in the field, if we've done it a lot of times, we just say, "Okay, watch me," and then they do it. But there's a lot of value to getting their hands involved after seeing it. First, you want to see it, then you want to walk them through it, then you observe and watch them and help correct to make sure. And then by that point, they're pretty good. I think my kids could field dress, quarter, and prepare a lot of the meat now too on the stove, which is pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Why is hunting a good wildlife management practice? A, hunting helps remove all wildlife from a habitat. B, hunting helps remove the surplus of animals in a population. C, hunting helps increase animals in a wildlife population. D, hunting is not a good wildlife management practice.
B.
Yep. Why should you wear blaze orange?
So hunters can see you.
It'll help a hunter keep warm. It'll prevent wildlife from seeing the hunter. It will help a hunter to be seen by other hunters. It will improve a hunter's shooting accuracy.
See.
Yeah.
See, if only D was correct.
Which is the best definition of ethics? Oh,
That's a
Here we
that's a
go.
very open-ended
this is an
question.
entire podcast in
Yeah.
itself. Oh, wow. Which is the best definition of ethics? A, always reaching the daily bag limit. B, doing the right thing when no one is watching. C, hunting only when there is no one around. D, always having a hunting license on hand when out in the field.
B.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, and that can be tough for people. That it is something about a deer. I don't know why. A deer makes sane people do insane things.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It's just an animal with a big rack just makes people lose their mind. Which picture shows correct sight alignment for a firearm with open sights? Well, can't really show you that on the podcast.
Yeah,
We're
I
going to
don't
move
know that.
on. Just a couple left. What is the safest way to transport your firearm in a motorized vehicle? A, unloaded with the action open and in a protective case. B, loaded with the safety on and in a protective case. C, uncased, loaded with the action closed. D, uncased, loaded with and within reach for a quick shot. Oh man, this is real stuff.
That's
you
like
guys.
some movie stuff where people
Yeah, I
are shooting
know,
at
Or
it.
a quick shot.
It's A.
Yeah.
And then you talk about different birds that you can hunt, right? You go through the ones
Yep.
that people
Yeah.
can hunt for.
Yep.
It shows a bald eagle, a pheasant, a wild turkey,
Please
and a
don't shoot
mallard.
at a
Which
bald
one
eagle.
cannot be hunted, Alex?
A bald eagle.
Yes.
This one I teach. I used to teach the kids this when we were in the zone of fire thing out in the field. I would say, like, between these two kids, okay, a rooster pheasant gets up here and it flies off to the left. Who gets the shot? And then when it's in your zone of fire, I'll do the rabbit all the way across, when it's in your zone of fire, And then I'll say, a hen pheasant gets up over there on the left or on the right and flies across the front of you. Who gets the shot? And they all go through the scenario. And finally, I give up on it because they never get it. They
don't catch you?
They never hear the hen part.
Oh gosh.
They're so, engrossed on.
Yeah. Doug, what should you do if your dog catches a hen pheasant?
Leave it lay.
By the letter of the
Yeah,
law.
by the letter, leave it lay. Yeah. Because if you put it in your game bag, you're immediately transporting illegal game.
Gotcha.
Just leave it lay.
What is a common cause of firearm incidents? A, careless behavior while handling a firearm. B, obeying the rules of firearm safety. C, unloading a firearm while in the field. D, shooting at game inside a safe zone of fire.
A.
Yep. What are the 4 rules of firearm safety? Here we go. We
There
talked
it
about
is.
this
Yeah.
earlier. We're bringing it back. A, don't point the muzzle at anything you do not intend to shoot. Keep the barrel clear of obstructions. Clean your firearm after every hunt. Treat all firearms as if they are loaded. B, treat firearms as if they are loaded. Always point the muzzle in a safe direction. Be sure of your target and beyond. Keep your finger off the trigger and outside the trigger guard until you are ready to shoot. C, unload before climbing a fence. Unload before crossing a ditch. Unload before running. Load when ready to hunt. D, never consume more than 2 drinks before a hunt. Always carry a cell phone. Always have a backup firearm in case of emergency. Keep your finger off the trigger until ready to shoot.
C and
B.
D are bad answers, but obviously it's B. But you probably shouldn't have any drinks before you go out the field, not just 2.
0.
Treat firearms as if they're loaded. Always point the muzzle in a safe direction. Be sure of your target and beyond. Keep your finger off the trigger and outside the trigger guard until ready to shoot. This is the final question. In most tree stand incidents or accidents, hunters were not using which of the following? A, the buddy system. B, a full body harness. C, proper footwear. D, emergency signaling device.
Harness.
What?
A harness.
Harness.
How many people do you think have a harness with them when they get up in a tree stand?
A lot.
You think so?
Not enough, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I would bet it's...
I bet it's...
I don't know. Depending on the hunter and the type of hunt they're doing, maybe 30%, 20%, 15%. I don't know.
15% do or don't?
Only 15% do have a harness, would be my guess.
Because I was gonna say I've climbed in friends' tree stands and never seen a harness, but I think if it's an old tree stand or one they built,
that's the thing is that in most accidents, hunters were not using a harness because you wouldn't fall out of the tree most likely if you're using it correctly. Doug, 53 years. You've taught a lot of people a lot of valuable information about their guns. Do you know of any accidents that have ever happened from any kids after you've taught them?
No, we don't. We actually, hopefully this won't haunt us someday, but it's one of the things we do in the introduction is say that, we're not positive, but to our knowledge, no one that we have taught has ever had an accident while hunting.
That's a very, very important thing. That's so important. When it comes to field day, what are the scenarios that you get to go through with the kids, and how do they feel when they complete this test?
Excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our field day consists of climbing in a tree stand, shooting a 22 in three different positions, 3 or 4 shots. And the field trip is walking single file as a group, walking alone, walking side by side through a CRP field, walking same thing through a meadow, different footage or footwear, walking down a logging trail, single file, and crossing fences alone and with someone.
Crossing fences?
Yeah.
Which one do they most likely stumble on?
The side-by-side walking, we stress and teach knowing where your partners are. They always get ahead of each other. One walks fast, the other one's way back here. Different things like that, mainly. And the distance, I'll start them out. I say, you stand here, and then I'll take the next one down, and you stand here, okay, walk. I'm going to go down to the other end, and you walk towards me. But keep your distance, watch your line, and everything. And they all migrate towards me.
They end up right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you took this how many years ago, Hannah? 2, 3?
Last year.
2?
I thought it was last year.
No, because I had my hunt last.
Hey, make sure you're talking into the mic when you talk to me.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What was the biggest surprise for you after taking this?
Well, I was shocked that we didn't have an in-person field day.
You wish you would have had one?
I do. But I was okay with it because I went to Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club with my dad, and we went through a few different scenarios, and I've shot a gun before at Horse and Hunt Club. So it wasn't like my very first time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Big Al, you learn anything today? Any takeaways?
I learned don't cross the fence with the firearm in one hand because you could fall.
Yeah.
I learned that.
Not to strap that big buck on the front of your truck.
Don't do it to the front. Maybe the top, not the front. It could spoil the meat if it's on front. That was part of that answer.
Yeah. Doug, how much longer are you going to keep doing this? You said this is the last year, but you've been saying that for 20 years.
I got to back off a little bit this year. I didn't do any ordering. I didn't do any scheduling of speakers or anything. They all did that, but I would guess I'll just keep doing it. We always need a lot of help in the field, for the field day at least.
Yeah.
And then the gun handling in the gym takes, one person for each group. So that takes 5 groups, 5 guys. So I'll probably keep doing that unless something comes up that I can't make it one night or something. But
do you have to pass a certification of any kind to be an instructor?
Yeah, there's a day-long academy that you have to go to.
Every year?
No.
Just once?
Just once.
Are you thinking about it, Trav?
Oh, yeah. I'll jump in and do this someday too, I would imagine. I think anyway. But the thing is, I'm trying to figure out, where can I best use my time, right? There's a certain season of life, young kids, where we're at right now. There's a season for everything, right? And I'm trying to figure out where's the best use of my time and how much can I do.
Yeah.
We've got Hands-On Habitat Day this Saturday out at our Pheasants Forever chapter is putting that on.
Are you going to go?
Yeah.
Hey, what day is
Oh,
that?
yeah. You got to go to that, Doug.
Yeah, I called a buddy of mine last night. He said he might make it.
Yeah.
What day
It's
is that?
so rewarding to go out and do it. It really is. I've done it the last few years, and it is so rewarding to get your hands dirty. I almost cut my leg off last year with my chainsaw.
Oh, my gosh.
I learned a valuable lesson with the chainsaw. Permanent scar on my leg for life.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, but it's there. It's like I'll always remember it, and think how close I was.
That's scary.
And that's a reality when you're out there hunting. You think about how close you are sometimes to a mistake happening. But that's why we have to talk about this kind of stuff. But then I'm also speaking Friday night at a banquet in southern Minnesota. So my time is trying to figure out where can I use it wisely right now and to serve others and help others. But you're serving and you're volunteering your time. You're not getting paid for this. No,
it's all volunteer.
None of the firearm instructors are being paid for this, but you're making a huge difference out there. And so we appreciate you, Doug, and we appreciate everybody else that stands up and offers their gifts and talents to serve other people because it matters. If you weren't doing it, who would?
Right. Yeah. There's need for more.
There's always need for more. Hannah, you could be a great instructor because
Thank you.
there are Stan's wife, is she still doing it?
She does. She's our video person.
Okay. But she's
Runs the
there
projector
and
and
she
stuff.
can talk with the girls because you're looking at close to 50-50 on classes, right? Close to 50% girls.
Sometimes,
Which you think about having another female to look up to. Just think about it, Hannah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's something that you can influence and help other girls and other boys and moms that are going and things like that. It's just a really great thing to know these guns, to understand them, to be wise with them is not ever something to take lightly. So consider that an invitation. And to anybody that's made it this long in the show, consider it your invitation to maybe say, I've got a couple of evenings in a field day I can help somebody. I'm going to check out my local chapter and find out if I can be a firearm safety instructor.
It's about 15 hours a year.
That's it.
A little prep time, but that's about it.
And it lasts a lifetime. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate you. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Flush Podcast.